Hello everyone! Today you'll see the power of real giants. Watch heavy machinery pushed to its limits and thrown into epic head-to-head battles. Stay with us to the end for the most spectacular, wild and downright shocking highlights. Let's get it on. That's why excavators with grapples are the real kings of the scrapyard. Give them a couple of minutes and the bus is basically gone. In the final round of this showdown, two serious machines from completely different worlds went head-to-head.
Jetzt bleibt's. Auf die Plätze, fertig, los! Erholen wir ein bisschen, jawohl!
Even though they were built for totally different jobs, their specs line up surprisingly well. Both weigh around 20 tons and pack roughly 500 horsepower. A wild, dazzling show by Bob Motes, the man who helped pioneer jet trucks. He didn't even seem to notice the obstacle. A Bellaz mining dump truck weighs over 100 tons, and its tires are about 4 meters across. Muscle versus steel is always a showdown. Hardcore crash test. A truck loaded with railroad ties slams into a stationary car at 80 kilometers per hour. The experiment showed that the sleepers, seemingly secured, shifted on impact and, like a deadly press, crushed the cab. A real gladiator showdown. The two vehicles are perfectly evenly matched. Each has 100 horsepower and powerful hydraulics for tricky high-skill maneuvers. School buses are engineered to very high safety standards. Strong steel framing, reinforced bodywork, and exterior panels locked in place with robust joints and adhesive bonding for added stiffness. In this situation, though, it's all for nothing. The bulldozer crushes the bus flat like it isn't even there. One bulldozer versus 20 Jeeps. When the route turns ugly and the payload is maxed out, this beast gets the job done. The Oshkosh M1070 is a US Army heavy tractor designed mainly to move the M1 Abrams tank. What a hit! Chinese engineers ran an unusual crash test on their new crossover.
Wow! 太刺激了!
They dropped the car from 32 meters onto a thick steel plate, reaching a fall speed of about 90 kilometers per hour.
据了解啊，新能源一体是按照国内和国际双5型安全标准打造的产品，车身采用了笼式太空舱 2.0 结构。
We're going to cheer. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, roll! Oh, straight away! Inhale, massive cheer on the first attempt there. Let's give a massive cheer for both these stunts as they pull the...
Each of those wheels weighs several tons. Their spikes are designed not only to crush and tear the metal, but also to push the debris deeper into the landfill, leveling the surface until it's perfectly smooth. A collision between a train and a passenger car is one of the most severe accidents you can have. In this crash test conducted by the Austrian Railways, you can see just how brutal the impact of a locomotive at a crossing really is.
Smash that car!
Oh, did you guys feel that?
Sometimes even tanks lose to the mud. Good thing there's a backup truck nearby, ready to pull it out. This crash test shows just how devastating heavy trucks can be. Even at only 43 kilometers per hour, a passenger car that gets trapped has virtually no chance. Rollover is one of the most dangerous situations a truck driver can face. Real-world crash tests are essential for developing and upgrading an integrated safety system that includes side airbags, seatbelt pretensioners, and active seat mechanisms. Nobody stays clean here, not the drivers, not the spectators. Truck Trial Jalava is an extreme truck competition in the Czech Republic, where heavy rigs battle mud, ruts, and the nastiest obstacles the course can throw at them.
good with that.
This encounter really shows what raw power looks like. The Caterpillar D11 is one of the biggest mining bulldozers in the world, topping 100 tons and packing about 850 horsepower. This giant, casually crushing old car wrecks at a museum is the Lark LX, a US Army amphibious cargo vehicle and a true veteran. A British Chieftain tank is crushing old minivans for scrap. The K700 Kirovets is a legendary Soviet off-road tractor. This powerhouse is tough enough to take on 2 challengers at once.
their massive jaws attaining 15,000 pounds of biting force. To ensure total destruction, each power monster was equipped with 200,000 BTUs of burning power. Once tested, they were then sent out to search for and destroy the ugly mutations before any further idling.
And then the car has split in half. Yep, that's what remains of the car now.
Another interesting showdown is tracks versus wheels. It looks like the surface was the deciding factor. On soft ground, tracks get a far better grip, which means steadier, more reliable traction. Crash tests are designed around the worst scenarios you can imagine, like a 16-ton truck crashing straight into a school bus. In this head-to-head between two British tractors, the outcome's pretty obvious. The Massey Ferguson takes it. It's about 1.5 tons heavier, and it's got more power under the hood. A landfill compactor is doing what it does best, crushing a passenger car like an empty soda can. The beast weighs around 40 tons, and its engine puts out at least 400 horsepower. But its real weapon is those steel wheels studded with huge cleats. They concentrate the force into small contact points, multiplying the pressure many times over. A true monster truck spirit means the show must go on, no matter what happens. Even in a controlled test, the scene is brutal. An 85-ton locomotive doing 75 kilometers per hour slams into a car that, in that scenario, has stalled on a level crossing. When the opponents are evenly matched, the showdown gets truly exciting. Bulldozers are the ultimate all-rounders. They step in when other machines just can't cope. Check out how a 90-ton Cat D10N calmly hauls a fishing boat out of the water and straight onto a sandy beach in Denmark. A parade of Caterpillar's legendary quarry machines, from a compact dump truck with a 64-ton payload to the giant Cat 797 with over 3,000 horsepower and a massive 350-ton haul capacity.
The 793F at 250 ton, an increase of about 10 ton over the earlier model. The MT 4400 at 240 ton. The MT 5300 at 320 ton. And then, if we had the 795, it would be right here at 355 ton. And then the 797 rated at 400 tons.